Mars is moving into Aries this week, and the energy is unmistakable. There's this pull to do more, move faster, execute harder. And for a lot of soul led entrepreneurs, that pull is going to land on strategies that were never actually theirs to begin with. Here's what nobody says when they hand you a business framework: it was built for someone else's chart. Early on in my tax preparation practice, my dad was my mentor. He'd been doing it for decades, old school, disciplined, deeply proud of the system he'd built. And his system included printing everything. Every tax return got a physical copy, every client had a paper file. There were folders, there were totes, there was a whole analog infrastructure that had worked for him for years. So I did it his way. I printed everything, filed everything, stored everything, and I felt the tension almost immediately, like I was wearing someone else's work clothes, but he was my mentor, and this was the proven model. So I kept going. I was living in a small cabin at the time. One of those totes full of printed returns was just sitting there taking up space, and I'd look at it and think, this cannot be the right way to do this. But I didn't change anything. And then a wildfire came close enough that I had to make decisions fast about what mattered and what I was leaving behind. I looked at that filing tote and thought, you do not make the cut. And something clicked into place. I called my dad and had a direct conversation. Dad, I'm going digital. I'm not doing this your way anymore. I never looked back, and once I stopped executing his system, I was free to build one that actually fit how I work. That's the CEO code in action, or more precisely, that's what finally getting into alignment with it feels like. In cosmic currency, the CEO code is rooted in your sun placement. It's your financial leadership identity, the way you're designed to make money decisions, set direction, and show up as the central energy organizer of your business. And here's where it gets important. When you're executing someone else's CEO code, even someone who loves you and wants the best for you, it creates drag. It might look fine from the outside. It might even produce results, but it costs you more energy than it should, and it never really compounds the way it's supposed to. I worked with a client, she runs her own business in the health and wellness space, who came in having already done serious work on her money mindset. She wasn't starting from zero, but she was still describing her finances as an emotional roller coaster. The patterns that kept showing up, the tension, the reactive decisions, the exhaustion around money leadership weren't from a lack of effort. She was leading money the wrong way for her design. Her CEO code came through as Sun in Libra in the ninth house. She's a harmonious visionary built to lead through big picture thinking, through values alignment, through a long range perspective that naturally seeks balance, not through urgency, not through micromanagement, not through the kind of close range hustle that was showing up in her approach because she'd absorbed it from other people's models. Once her code was named, everything reoriented. Money decisions stopped feeling emotionally charged and started feeling clear. She moved from reacting to numbers to setting the vision that the numbers had to answer to. She described it as feeling like reassurance, like confirmation that the way she was actually wired had a purpose and that she hadn't been doing it wrong so much as doing it in the wrong direction. That's what the CEO code does. It doesn't tell you to work harder, it tells you which direction your effort is actually designed to flow. The Aries sky right now is going to push you toward action. That's not a bad thing. But before you add more motion, it's worth asking, whose model am I executing? And is the heaviness I'm feeling a sign that I need more discipline, or a sign that I'm wearing someone else's financial leadership style like an ill-fitting suit? Your birth chart has a built in answer to that question, and it starts with your sun. If you want to understand where you currently stand in your relationship with money, whether you're in avoidance, anxious, overmanagement, swinging between both, or starting to build something that feels genuinely stable, the Cosmic Money Style Quiz is the place to begin. It names your money attachment style right now, and that's always the honest foundation to build your real CEO strategy on. Take it at cosmicb.link/quiz.